You pull your sales team pipeline report every Friday, and every Friday there's a number that you can't really fully trust. That gap between the number on the screen and the number in your gut can be the most expensive thing, actually, what's happening in your business right now. Give me the next 6 minutes, and I'm going to show you how to build a pipeline you can actually see every live opportunity, what it's worth, and what happens next, all in one place. No more guessing, no more depending on what you're learning or what your team remembered to update. This is totally a hands-off situation once you build it. So if you want the Pipeline Visibility Starter Spreadsheet, 6 pipeline stages, already built, columns for contact, value, last contact date, and next action, you drop that in the conversations and you've got a working pipeline in about 30 minutes. So just drop me the word pipeline in the comments and I'll send it straight to you. My name is Damien Qualter and I'm the owner of Automate to Grow, and I've helped over 250 businesses find and prevent leaks in their marketing systems that is costing them anywhere between 23 and 30% of their profits every single year. In every video, I'll give you one thing you can start using in your business straight away. So here's the number one problem I see in businesses, probably businesses of your size, is the pipeline usually is in someone's head, maybe yours, maybe it's sales consultants, and maybe you got a rough sense of a few things are in play. But if I actually asked you to name every live opportunity, tell me each one's what it's worth, and tell me the exact next action for each one, you'd probably have to go and stop and check. And some of them you probably couldn't account for at all. One of my clients had exactly the same thing. They thought they had about £60,000 in value, and when we counted it was only £30,000. So you can go to the moment where you saw a warm deal go cold because nobody owned the next step. This is where your audience sees what you're actually doing in your business. So what your team does instead is they work the leads that feel the most promising. The ones that went quiet after the first goal go quietly depreciated and deprioritized. Nobody decided that was a purpose. That's just telling the system that it's otherwise. The follow-up conversation is a conversation that happened months ago, and the document nobody's opened since. So the pipeline report you pull on a Friday is really a report that'll give you team felt like that's actually updating this week. That's why you can't trust this number, because it's all generally up here. And the reason this keeps happening isn't your team's effort. It's that the opportunity with no scheduled next action in it is in practice actually abandoned. It only comes back if the prospect chases you, and in most cases they don't. So warm leads don't fail loudly. They just go quiet, and quiet looks exactly like fine until the month ends and the revenue doesn't match the effort. And this is a really, really critical point of view that so many businesses I speak to are missing huge opportunities and potential in the business because they're not following up in a great and thorough and systemized way. So here's how you build a pipeline you can actually trust, exactly, and will give you value. Step 1, get every conversation out of people's heads into one place, one tool, a spreadsheet, a CRM, a whiteboard. It doesn't really matter where you start as long as it's in one place. So every active opportunity goes in. The contact name, what it's worth, when it was last touched, and what happens next. The moment it's written down, it stops being able to go cold quietly because it's now visible. And what you can't lose is what you can't see. So step 2, give every opportunity a stage. Usually I give them 6 of them: aware, inquired, qualified, proposed, and negotiating and closed. Without stages, your team can't tell if a live deal is really a live or a dead one, and they can't tell what the right next move is. Stages give everyone the same language. Now, where's that one at? Has a real answer instead of I'm not really sure. Step 3, assign a next action and a date to every single opportunity. This is critical, and this is the one that changes everything. An opportunity without a scheduled next action is abandoned. That's full stop. So every line gets an action and a date. Now, the pipeline isn't a list you stare at. It's a list that tells you what your team are going to do today, and that's the main difference. One of my clients this, and within 3 weeks started to pull more deals out and created in 1 month over 30% more revenue because they found up to 18 opportunities they've forgotten about. When you review the whole thing once a week, same time, before anything else, it takes 15 minutes. You're looking at what's active, what's changed, what needs doing today, and what's at the risk of going cold. That review is what keeps the pipeline alive instead of let it rot back into the graveyard of stale entries, which is unfortunately what most businesses do. So here's why it works. You can't manage what you can't see. The second every opportunity is visible with a value, a stage, and a next action, the leak closes on its own. Not because anyone tried harder, not because the warm leads that used to slip through the cracks now have a name, a number, and a date attached to them. You can absolutely see the visibility across the stages. And you can absolutely build this very straightforward with a spreadsheet and the discipline to review it every single week. And that's the free path that works. If you want a faster path with a system with bells and whistles, AI around your team that can fire automatically and nobody has to remember, that's even better. Either way, your principle is the same. Visible pipeline, close leak. So if you want the head start, what I suggest you do is grab the Visibility Starter Spreadsheet, 6 stages built in, all the columns ready to go. Drop pipeline in the comments. I'll send it straight over to you. You can literally open the spreadsheet up today, spend 30 minutes dropping in your live conversations, and by this afternoon you'll have something you maybe never saw before. Every opportunity in your business in one place with value and the next step beside it. No more pulling a Friday report you don't believe. No more wondering what your team forgot to do this week or forgot what to log. Just a clear picture of what's actually in play and what it's worth. Build that one thing and the gap between the number on the screen and the number your gut starts to say to close. That gap has never actually been a lead problem. It was a visibility problem. And visibility is something you can fix starting this week.